Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Northeastern Conference Girls Soccer. Link Glasgow in their typical green and gold, taking on a very good Danvers team. Danvers already in the state tournament. They're 10-1. Glasgow has a win and 3 ties. And under the new coach, Coach Schenner, they have been virtually blown up. They have all kinds of people hurt, injuries. They have people on crutches. They lost people. Tyler McCormick is in net for Danvers. Anna Flaherty for Link Glasgow. Glasgow is the last bastion for Lynn here at Manning Field tonight. St. Mary's boys lost. Lynn English girls lost. And now Glasgow will try to do what would be a major upset and knock Danvers off. I don't know whether Danvers' loss is in the conference. I know they played a couple outside because they are certainly looking for a big game coming up against Beverly for what could determine the Northeastern Conference Championship. Not going to be easy to pick up any of the numbers of either team because Glasgow has the green on green and Danvers has a very light blue on their shirts, so we'll just try to do the best we can. Thurman over there looking for the ball. Danvers coming back the other way. And that's Kebrew. They had Kebrew up playing up front. Now the shot and score. Danvers right off the bat comes out and just with a laser beam got it inside the near post. And just like that, Danvers grabs a 1-0 lead. Didn't take Danvers long. Abby Cash knocked it home. She walked in and Flaherty really didn't have a chance. That's just, you've heard me mention many times, it's like trying to cover the Grand Canyon. That net, it's that big. And those hard shots, that was almost like a penalty kick. She was right on top of Flaherty and just rifled the shot in the net. And Danvers trying to get it again. Flaherty comes out and grabs it before they can. It bounced toward the net. Danvers looked like they might get there first. And Flaherty did a nice job coming out and getting it. Centering it, great pass, great temp. They had a player right out in front, wide open. The pass came out. She had to lift her foot just probably a little slightly above her ankle and just got enough of it to tip it over the net and not in the net. Danvers almost quickly made that 1-0, 2-0. Mannion knocks it away as they squeezed by. The defense had the ball, looked like they were winding up a shot. And Mannion stepped in and knocked it away. Shot. Flaherty makes the catch. She'll hold on and kick it away. So just what Glasgow did not want to happen have Danvers get out quickly. Izzy McGuire had it knocked away. Danvers knocked it out. I believe, I thought it was going to be Nerrick, but it won't be. It'll be Molly Mannion throwing it in. And looked like it went off McGuire. McGuire thought it went off Danvers, but they called it off McGuire. They knock it deep, looking for a break. Kebrew won't let her turn, won't let her get inside. Now she gets around Kebrew, throws it out in front, and they score. They took it away. She came around, threw it out in front, and there was the Danvers player wide open in front of the net. And very quickly, Danvers gets their second goal. Two was older than three. Two was older than three. Just what Classical needs, another injury. They're helping a player off. I didn't get the number. The goal scorer for Danvers was Ariana Bazanson. She was couldn't ask for a better position. Kebrew made a nice play, kept pushing the would-be shooter further to the right, and Kebrew knocked it loose, and it popped right back on the foot, and she was able to center it out in front, and sitting right in front of Flaherty was Benzinson. Benzinson was able to just redirect it into the net, and Danvers very quickly jumps up 2-0. And they give it back to McCormick, and you'll start from the near side. A little give and go, broken up nicely by Molly Mannion. McGuire, nice little move, gets around one, but then the defense catches up. And Danvers coming back, knocked away. And I'm looking, and that might have been Kebrew. Kebrew was out for a while, hurt. That might have been Kebrew that they helped off. Lead pass, Danvers walking in, and they score again. Perfect lead pass. She was coming from the far side and just one timed it inside the near post. I want to say it was Julia Valancourt. But it was a perfect lead pass, and as she got bumped, she wound up on the turf. As she was being bumped, she just got her foot on it and knocked it away from Flaherty. From the far side, she knocked it inside the near post. And very quickly, we haven't played 7 minutes, and Danvers has scored 3 goals. too when I'm walking over here. All right. I'm sorry I doubted you. I thought I fouled up. Glasgow now just trying to keep Danvers off the board, playing defense. Danvers is controlled territorial-wise, and obviously it shows on the board with a 3-0 score. Jimmy Hinchin is the head coach. We mentioned Coach Shenner in his first year. And unfortunately, what a very tough start for a first-year coach coming in with a program that was not that bad. They just missed the state tournament the last couple of years, playing very well, and then all of a sudden, everybody wound up with injuries and hurt and had to move people all over the place, different positions, and people had to learn to play the game differently. Glasgow breaks it up. Danvers just keeps the pressure on. It keeps it. Mannion knocks it away. Knocked to the near side. They bang it off McGaughey. They kept playing it, put the late whistle. They blew it and called it off McGaughey. Mannion knocks it out. And it goes out. And Danvers is going to get a corner kick coming from the near side. It went over Flaherty's head. Danvers coming in. It looked like it might have gone in the net. It was going by. Danvers had a shot at it, and it went up. Danvers, I think, got a piece of it and knocked it past the far post out of bounds. That was almost a perfect kick. It just missed going inside the far post from the original kick. And Danvers had a shot at it. Now they're trying to walk in. I think that's Page breaking it up nicely. Looked like they were going to walk around, and Page broke it up. It just won't let Glasgow get started. Tipped away again. Lead pass, trying to walk in. She tipped it between two defenders, and then when she went to go get it, it went a little bit too far, and Flaherty was able to grab it and hold on. But Danvers almost walked in alone right there. Trying to knock it deep. Danvers is there to break it up. Coming down the near side. Nice little shift. A would-be pass went way too far and way out of play. We just watched Beverly win their 11th straight, easily beating Lynn English. And the difference in that game is similar to the difference in this game. These Danvers players are probably year-round players. They probably play during the summer. Some would go to clinics and maybe soccer schools. They're deeply into soccer. The classical kids play it during the season and then concentrate on other things, and they're just not as experienced. And you can see just by the way they handle the ball, make their passes, shift, stop, move around, little shake and bake moves that the classical kids just don't make because they're just not as experienced soccer-wise. Knocked away by classical, knocked back by Danvers. And classical knocked it out. And he knocked it out off Danvers. Before the games were played, they normally put the nets up. I think they probably thought maybe the wind would be a problem with the nets. So they didn't put the nets up behind, so when the ball goes out of play, it really goes out of play. Mannion kind of knocked it up play, knocked it off to her right, but got it right to a classical player. They bring it back up the far side. Danvers knocks it away. And it goes out off Danvers. Classical in the Danvers end for the first time in a long time, and they can't keep it there. Danvers takes it away. There's that little shake and bake move I talked about. And then they use that speed to go around, try to slide it in front. Mannion knocked it away. Danvers keeps it in. And Danvers got a foot and got on the ball, but knocked it out into the Danvers bench area. Classical will make a substitution. As we're 15 minutes into this first half, and Danvers got out very quickly and has scored 3 goals. Down the near side and a little too strong. The wind has been blowing hard all day long. Sun was out, it was warm, but the wind was still blowing hard. And Danvers is going with the wind behind their back. Classical kicking into the wind, and you can tell the ball doesn't make it to the 25-yard line. And Mollyman is going to get called for a little hip check. And Danvers will get a free kick. From about the 15, 16-yard line. Flaherty caught that and almost went by her. I think she was surprised. She went up and caught it. And she actually kind of picked it off her ear. That almost popped past and would have gone in. Reese Pizzeni. She's only a sophomore. Nice little shift by McGaughey. They give it back to McCormick, and she kicks it away. Mary Collins looking for it there. They were happy to get her back. She was out for a while. Now it looks as though they might have lost Kebrew again. She was the one that got hurt, and he just got her back. Now it appears as though they might have lost her at least for this game and maybe for more. And Coach Shannon just must be shaking his head saying, why me? There's no sense trying to kick it upfield because it's not going to go that far. She tipped it to Mannion. Haskell kicks it deep, and it's going to go out. Collins knocked it down. Mannion tips it. They give it back to Molly Mannion. She knocks it upfield. Danvers knocks it down and collects. And they're right back at it. Lead pass. Danvers again trying to break. They line up on that far side and they break to the middle of the field looking for that pass. They've completed a couple of those and it turned into goals. Broken up nicely. That was Carenti, I believe, with the defensive play. And now Glasgow knocks it out. And now we're just shy of the halfway mark of this first half. A quick start by Danvers, putting 3 on the board. It's 3-0 Danvers, and we got a timeout. Back for the timeout. They blew the whistle. I'm not sure. We're waiting to see everybody standing around. Oh, this was the substitution coming in, so they'll do a rerun of the throw-in. Bounced high. Glasgow trying to break it up. Danvers keeping it in. Centering it. Knocked away nicely by Molly Mannion. Knocked deep by Mary Collins. And I thought that was Casey Rouse knocking it, and it was. She knocked, nice play, knocking it off Danvers. It was actually Medeiros that did that. It was 22, not 12. Collins got bumped. Davis looked over. I think she thought the ball boy was a player. She's smiling. She threw the pass right over to the ball boy, out of bounds. Julia Ryan, I think that was her. She looked over and saw the ball boy, and she just threw the pass to him. And she kind of smiled and said, I thought he was one of us. So it'll certainly be a battle when Danvers takes on Beverly. It'll be for all the marbles, league-wise. Both teams will represent the Northeastern Conference. They're already in the state tournament. And the way they're going, each of them will have a high seed and probably get a home game. I've gone well into this game. I mention it in all the games because it's worth mentioning. The city of Lynn, the community, has lost a terrific person, Bill Terlecki, the general manager of the Navigators. Lost his battle with cancer. He was just an outstanding gentleman, did a lot, certainly for the Navigators program, bringing baseball to Lynn and the North Shore. He did a great job communicating with the kids during the game. He would take them down the field and get them involved, and making a good night for them, not just watching baseball, but getting involved. He got involved in the Chamber of Commerce, helping out wherever he could, at meetings, coming up with ideas and helping any way he could to help anybody he could. He was just an outstanding, very generous, very nice man. And you just don't fill voids like that. When you lose good people like that, there aren't people coming along to fill that void. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to him, to his family, and his legion of friends. He hasn't been in Lynn very long, but he's been considered a very big part of the Lynn community, and just an outstanding, nice gentleman. And he will be missed by a lot. He made a legion of friends while he was here, and he had a legion of friends before he got here. The funeral is, this being Monday, the funeral is Tuesday, the Mass at St. John's in Swampscott is Wednesday morning. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, relatives, friends, and loved ones. And may God bless the soul of Bill Terlecki. And may he rest in peace. God bless you, my friend. I'll miss you. Oscar trying to knock it deep. It's the longest it's been in the Danvers end. It's back there again. Not for very long as Danvers takes it back the other way. Long lead pass trying to get there. Flaherty will get there first. Good hustle by Flaherty. Trying to walk in, he knocked it deep, and he knocked it too deep. I think it's going to go out of play. Mannion knocks it away. Danvers keeping it in. They take it away, trying to walk in, took the shot, trying to get it under that top crossbar into the far corner. They knocked it far and wide, and Glasgow knocks it out, and Danvers are going to almost put a new team on the field. It's a blur with all the white shirts running off and on. They changed almost everybody. Jimmy Hinson, coach, really good guy. I'm sure the last thing he would want to do is embarrass anybody. And it's a good opportunity for him to get a lot of his kids some playing time. McGaughey trying to knock it deep, got blocked, broken up again. And Danvers knocks it deep. shot from long range. Flaherty diving across, made the save. Good job. She dove like a wide receiver, catching a pass in the end zone. And as she was coming down, it looked like it might have loosened up a bit. And she grabbed it quickly and held on. She'll kick it away. Good job. She has played very well. She didn't start the season. Alexandra Scholl was in net. Flaherty took over, and she's played well. Tipped. Mannion knocked it away. Molly Mannion to Kathleen Mannion. Danvers looking to get around the defense. Blocked and knocked away by Page. And blocked and knocked away again by Page. Good defense. Tip. Page does it again. Good job. Good defense by Jessica Page. I think Danvers is trying to make it 2-0 against Classical. I believe the football team beat Classical in the second or third game of the season. Also coming back with a big win this weekend over Salem. Three of the teams played. Tech had the week off. Mannion battling with one of the Danvers players, and they call the Danvers player for bumping in. And as Mannion trying to head it up, she headed it back the other way by mistake. And now she hustles back and knocks it out. Good hustle by Kathleen Mannion. Classical hustling, breaks it up. McGaughy with a little turn. And then they bang it off. Danvers out of play. There's that pass. Shot over the net. They love that play. Beverly lines up on the far side. They break to the net, and they throw the lead pass, and they're coming in dead center of the net, looking for the pass, looking to one-time it. They did it, and they knocked it high up over the net and out of play. That was Pizzeni, young sophomore, with that shot. Kathleen Mannion knocked it out. And again, try to come in for that near side. Try to flip it in front of the net, looking to go get it. It was too high and too far and went out of play. Hoskell knocks it deep. Danvers is there to knock it back. Collins breaks it up. And Collins trying to give it back. And it went out, going out of play. Danvers tried to save it, and Anthony knocked it out of play. Shot. Flaherty smothers it, jumps on the would-be rebound. And no sense trying to kick it upfield against that wind. Hoskell lost it out of play. Pop it to the net. Flaherty will come all the way out, almost to the 1 yard line. Play it on a hop, and now she does boot it away. It bounces past McGaughey, and she gets it back. Nice job knocking it deep. This is the deepest they've been, that pass. I think she was trying to send Thurman in. McGaughey broke up the play. Down the far side. Out in front, tipped, knocked away. And cleared away. Jim was trying to walk in. Shot got blocked. Lining up a shot. Good hustle. I think that was Molly Manny coming in. And now the shot, they threw it out in front and hit the post. It hit the post, bounced on the foot of Danvers, and Flaherty made the nice save. Off the post, right out in front. They try to one time and just tip it, and Flaherty's able to grab it and hold on. Long lead pass, shot. Flaherty makes the save, leaves the rebound, and then she makes another save. Outstanding. She made the save. She wound up almost sitting down on the turf. She couldn't control it. It went right back on the foot of a Danvers player, and she ripped it. But Flaherty was holding the post, didn't give her much of an angle, and she smothered the second attempt as well. Two big saves. Good job by Flaherty. Danvers right back at it. Long lead pass. Trying to walk in. And they forced her to take the shot wide. They were catching up. I think it was Page catching up and kind of foiled the angle that she had and had to take it a lot quicker than she wanted to. She thought she was going to break in and walk in alone. And she forced her to shoot it wide. So good break for Classical. Haskell, another lead pass, walking in. And there's Flaherty again. The ball probably was going to go wide to the near side and out of play, but you never know. So Flaherty dove, smothered it, made another nice save. They give it back. Great passing by Danvers. outstanding passing by Danvers. Flaherty had to come over and block the near post, and when she did, they threw it across, and Danvers was there to knock it in the open net. No chance for Flaherty there. Again, it's difficult to pick up the numbers. Haley Murphy getting that goal. And Danvers has put 4 on the board. And we're in the final 2 minutes of a big half at Danvers. And they're looking for more as they push it down the far side. Blocked, they get it back. They center it. Out in front, off a body, tipped away. Trying to get a foot on it and can't. They take the shot. They were just trying to tip it to the net, and they pulled it wide left and out of play. So a big first half for Danvers as they put 4 on the board. Glasgow will make a substitution. Winding down this first half. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a good day for the Lynn teams. Although, looking at the records of the teams, most people didn't expect it to be. Well, Glasgow's working. Flaherty has made some saves. Both managers have played well defensively. Page has played well. McGaughy. Not an easy task playing against a 10-1 team. Glasgow just can't get going offensively. Danvers won't let them. They've only had it in the Danvers end a few times. They haven't come close to getting anything on the goaltender, McCormick. She's been standing up around the 20-yard line, just watching her team perform offensively. Broken up. Every time it looks like Glasgow might do something and start with a move, Danvers takes it away and brings it back the other way as we get the whistle. So Danvers get out quickly, and they just kept pouring it on. They stuck Glasgow in their end for most, if not all, of the first half. On top of that, they put 4 on the board. It's Danvers 4, Glasgow nothing at halftime. Welcome back to Manning Field as we're set to start the final 40 minutes of this Northeastern Conference girls soccer game. Danvers with a big first half, leading Lynn Glasgow 4-0. English lost to Beverly before this. St. Mary's boys lost to Fenwick before this. So it looks like it's going to be 0-3 for Lynn here at Manning Field. The start of this week. We hope this isn't an omen of what's to come for the rest of the week. Glasgow broke up that play. There was Correnti with the nice defense. Thurman pushes it ahead. Danvers taking it back. Danvers dominated the first half. They kept it in the classical end virtually the entire half. Classical did not get a shot on net. Didn't come close. And Danvers knocks it away again. Classical, anytime they took it, like now, in the Danvers end, Danvers was there to take it away quickly and get it back to the Classical side. Now they walk in. 1-on-5 for Danvers. Took the shot. Flaherty made the save. And I'm smiling a little bit because I see Kebrew out there. She went to the sideline early in the game and didn't come back. And I was afraid they were going to lose her again. She just came back from an injury. She's an outstanding defender. That's Kebrew picking it off and knocking it back upfield. Yeah, trying to start a play to the near side. Slipping around, two defenders trying to walk in. Long lead pass, they're in, and they're offside. She got that far ahead, got the lead pass to walk in, and the reason she did it was because she was offside. Nice pass by Pizzeni. And the pass would have been to Abby Cash, who scored the first goal for Beverly. Hoskell takes it away. Good job. 4 different scorers for the Lady Falcons. Bodies go down. They're going to call it on Thurman. Sam Pelletier takes the kick. Headed by Beverly. They get out and they got a big head on it and tipped it to the net, and there were 2 white shirts going after it. Flaherty got there first and broke up the play and took it away. Julia Valancourt, I think, was the one that got her head on the ball. There's a few fans here at this one, down front. Yeah, they trying to get the ball. Battling. Page got knocked down, and they call it on Page. They were battling. Page got knocked to the turf by Pizzeni, and they call it on Page. They hook it to the far side, and it stays out to the far side and goes out of play. Flaherty will kick it away. And she just kicks it over to the side to a defender. And it winds up going out off Danvers. Glasgow will get the throw in. Glasgow heads it out. Danvers will get the throw in. Into the Glasgow bench area off Glasgow. Looking to get around, trying to center it. Can't. They pop it up in front. Flaherty overran it. Luckily, it bounced away from the net over to the near side. She went out trying to catch that high pop-up and overran it. And it bounced behind her, but it bounced away from the net and not in the net. Page to Correnti. Glasgow trying to knock it deep. Thurman knocked it by. Broken up. And then Thurman gets knocked down. And they call it against Danvers. Glasgow will get the free kick from around the 30-yard line. Right to the middle of the net. Caught by McCormick. They knock it deep. Beverly is there to pick it up. Out in front, and they head it on. Great push down the far side. They threw it out in front, and that was Pizzeni. Getting to the net, getting a head on it, and knocking it in the net. I didn't get the number of the Danvers player who did all the work. But she threw it out in front, and Pizzeni was right there and got a head on it and headed it into the net. Flaherty had no chance on the play. But great hustle chasing the ball all the way down the far side, staying onside, keeping it in play. And there was Pizzeni, right in the right spot. Nice little shift by Page. Deflected, it went out. Off Glasgow. Right back at it, another lead pass. Deflected right to Flaherty. That was Molly Mannion coming over, getting a piece deflected off the Danvers would-be scorer. Right to Flaherty. Page is going to let it go out of play. Knocked out. And we're going to have another wave of white shirts. It's a sea of white coming in and coming out. Everybody's going off the field. Danvers making another multiple change. And you got to appreciate Jimmy Hinchin. I mean, he's got a classical team that can't compete really with him, experience-wise, talent-wise. and he puts his starters in, leaves them in. He could run the score up. He's not doing that. He doesn't want that to happen to him. He doesn't want it to happen to Coach Senna. Plus, he's able to give his team some playing time. And that's what you like to see in a coach. You don't have to beat teams by 100, even if you can. Shot, Flaherty makes the save. The difference is that even the Danvers backup players, and I said the same thing in the Beverly game with the Beverly players, the backups for Danvers are a lot more experienced than some of the starters, or most of the starters for Lynn Classical. It's not a 52-week jaunt for Classical. Some of them play basketball, some of them play softball. They do other things. They don't play like AU or club team soccer. They play during the summer, and then they move on. A lot of these Danvers kids, you'll see a lot of these kids moving on, possibly playing in college. They're looking to get a lot more experience. They're playing well. That Bezzeni that scored the goal, she's only a sophomore. She's a very nice player. They're looking to impress college scouts, trying to get into school. And they do it virtually year-round. Off the top crossbar. Can't miss by more than that. And Classical takes it the other way. And Danvers knocks it out. Classical, first time in a long time, they're going to have it down the Danvers end. Molly Mannion will take the throw in. Danvers took it away. I think it was Classical knocking it out. Knocked into the Danvers bench area. Classical with the throw in. Popped up, Danvers heads it away. And Danvers pops it up again. And they take it right back in the Classical end. Mannion looking for it. Gotta be careful. Sneaking up behind her with a lot of speed. Danvers trying to get it, and they're calling it off Mannion. It'll be a corner kick for Danvers. I think that was Abby Cash with that burst of speed. Might have been Emma Dunn. I'll give them both credit. Flaherty plays it on a hop with two white shirts surrounding her. And she'll kick it away. Bounces away. Danvers right back at it. Doesn't make any difference who they put out there. Flaherty will get there first again. And hit one of the Classical players. I think they're saying Mary Collins in the hand. Danvers quickly puts it in play. Couldn't get around Page. Danvers looking for the good bounce. Trying to walk in, and they knock it home. I believe it was the second goal for Benzinson. So they got 4 in the first half. They've got 2 in the first 15 minutes of the second half. And all of a sudden, it's 6-0. So far, with 24 minutes left in this one, St. Mary's boys got the only goal of the day for Lynn teams. They got 1, losing 4-1. Ingles got shut out, and now Classical on the verge of being shut out. Beverly's offside. Mandy will kick it away. Danvers tried to squeeze through a couple of English kids that bounced off Classical out of play. Danvers will get a corner kick coming from the far side. Accident. Great save by Flaherty. Tremendous save by Flaherty. It was a free kick from inside the end zone, and it came out in front and point blank range. They just redirected it, and Flaherty smothered it. What a nice play. And it went out off Classical. Casey Rouse looking for it. And Danvers lost it out. Danvers lost it again. Keeble collects. Knocks it away. Danvers picks it off. Nice tip pass. Looking for a break. Just a little bit behind. If that pass was about a foot further, they were going to walk in alone. Amy Dunn was looking for that pass. It was just slightly behind her. Classical knocks it out. And it goes out off Rouse. out off Danvers. That is a fire truck you hear flying by. And they're going into the complex next door. Let's hope everybody is okay. They're going deep into the apartment complex, and all of a sudden, rain appears here at Manning Field as we're halfway through the second half. Some of the people anticipated, they've got raincoats, and a lot of them got umbrellas, and some of them are picking up and saying, you know what, I think we'll go home. This just happened to myself and my family. We're just coming back from a vacation. We went to the National Football League Hall of Fame, and we went to the Notre Dame football game. And just as the fourth quarter was a couple of minutes old, it started to rain. Not hard, just a little bit. Now we got an ambulance coming in, so we hope and pray that everybody's going to be okay over in the complex. Got a lot of good friends that live over there. Hope everybody is fine. Friend or not, I hope everybody's fine. Past the halfway mark of the second half. Danvers easily is going to go to 11-1. The only question, will Klaus get a shot on net? Never mind scoring. Klaus knocks it away. Headed away and out. Rain looked like all of a sudden it was going to really come down, and a couple of drops on the window in front of me, and then it stopped. Yeah, it's down deep, gets it out in front, knocked away, deflected. Flaherty will pick it up, and she'll kick it away. Thurman gets it to the near side. Coming up. Nice little shift by Waterman. Mannion couldn't control the pass, and then we got a trip. Mannion was looking for the ball, and she wound up getting Riley DeGilio's ankle and took her down. It's been a funny day. The sun was out bright. It was warm, but the wind was blowing hard. And then, as we started maybe into the second half of the first game, surely into the second game, the sun went away. It got cloudy, but the wind stayed blowing very hard. And you could tell because when the kicks that were coming from right to left looked like they had attached to parachutes that would go like 20 yards and then just stop and hang, and then kicks going from left to right like they were shot from a gun, and they knock it home. She was going to the far side. Flaherty, I think, thought she was going to go to the far side, and the kick went just inside the near post. Off Waterman, out of bounds. Correnti tipped it. Mannion kept it in. Thurman pushing it up. Finally got it broken up. Broken up. Now all of a sudden the rain's starting to come down. And we got a Danvers player that went down hard. Make sure the girl leaning over with her hand on it. If you look at the people together, the one you can just clearly see, the farthest one to the left. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. There was 14. That rain came down pretty good. Yeah. Are you going to shrink? We believe that it was Abby Cash getting her second goal to make it 7-0 with just over 13 minutes left, and we're going to play it down, and we're very happy that she's getting up. And at one point, the rain came down like in a really sheet of water, and it's very difficult to see out the window right now. It's hard enough with the numbers the way they are without the rain clogging up. They're going to give Danvers a free kick. They banged it off Klaskell's picket fence. Flaherty comes out sliding, but came up with the ball, and she'll kick it away. This is one of those games where when it's over, you won't have to take a shower. Danvers knocked it wide. They set up another scoring opportunity from the far side, and they tried to knock it inside the near post from the far side, and they knocked it too far, and it went out of play. Headed away. Headed back. off the back foot of Mary Collins. She was going up to try and get a lead pass and wound up hitting her back foot. Deflects. Flaherty winds up with it, and she boots it away. Takes a big high hop. Klasko trying to get it. Nice little shift. Gets it around. Tipped away. Klasko breaks it up. Klasko breaks it up again. Keeping it alive. Waterman keeps it alive. Correnti with it. Waterman hustling, keeps it in. Gets around one. Danvers hustles and picks it off. These little touch passes by Danvers. They knock it away. Waterman trying to knock it down and knock it upfield. Danvers is there to knock it back. Mannion deflects it off a Danvers player. Correnti gets it back. Trying to get it to Waterman, knocked it out of play. And that was touched by Danvers, I think. Klasko will get to kick it away. And we'll get a substitution for Klasko. $10 and counting left in this one. Danvers easily on top. Going to win for the 11th time to go 11-1. I think Klasko can just be thankful that Kebrew was coming back, and she came back and played because she left early. She had missed some time previous. And she went down in this one, got helped off, but thank God she came back. A little lazy pass, but Jim was able to control it. And they still have it in the classical end. Out in front, tipping it back, walking in, and they knock it home. And I believe, if I can read, that Julia Valancourt scored the goal, and they'll make a few more changes. And Danvers has matched the score that Beverly beat Lynn English by. And there's still 9 minutes left. It hasn't been from lack of effort. Klasko's worked hard at it. They're just outgunned. It doesn't make any difference who Danvers puts out there. They play very well together. They pass the ball well. And they just shut Klasko down. Klasko, not many times if they have the ball in Danvers territory. When they do, it gets pushed right back into Klasko territory very quickly, as it has right now. There is some very skilled players. Right now, it almost looks like they're trying to play keep away. Knocked out by Glasgow. Also almost picked it off. Danvers looking for a break. He tip it ahead. Broken up nicely. That was Molly Mannion, I believe. Glasgow gets it back. McGaughey gets it by. And knocked out. They're calling it off. McGaughey. Danvers with the throw in. Okay, that pass working. Waterman hustling. She's played well. Broken up. They knock it off Danvers. Yeah, it goes out off Danvers again. Correnti will take the throw in. No, it's not Correnti. The players are getting drowned out there. The rain is all of a sudden it's come down very hard, and the wind blowing the rain makes it even worse. I'm looking up in the lights and it's just a sheet of water flowing by. Knocking it deep. Oscar had it. Oscar takes it away. Knocked up field. Glasgow knocks it deep. Danvers winds up with it. We're in the final 5 minutes. The scoreboard clock is off. Staying at 5 minutes because the officials now take track of it. And this is, I've said this, and you maybe heard me say it many times. I do not understand what the officials are doing in a case like this. The last 5 minutes, nobody in the stands, the coaches, the players, the mothers, the fathers, anybody here, have no idea how much is left, how much time is left in the game. With the score 8-0, and the rain coming down very hard, I don't understand why you don't blow the whistle and say that's it. You are certainly not going to get Glasgow or Danvers complaining, you know, and you're not trying to secure the over-under in the game like we were in Las Vegas. There's absolutely no reason for the officials not to blow the whistle here. It's an 8-0 game. And it's a downpour out there, and these young ladies are getting drenched. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. Again, nobody has any idea how much time is left. They shut the clock off with 5 minutes left. The only one that knows how much time is left is the official. And all he has to do is say, that's it. And for some reason, he doesn't do that. Knock upfield, McGaughy looking for it. She winds up with it. Tips it. Danvers goes and gets it. And they knock it deep. And they knock it deeper. This to me is just absolutely silly. If it was 1-0, I could understand. 1-1, I could understand. 8-0. Nobody is going to utter a whimper if you blow the whistle and say it's over. In fact, everybody's going to say thank you. Haskell knocks it out. And the officials are going to let it go all the way through. Out again. These officials are idiots. Why? What is this? Nobody knows how much time is left except them. If they blow the whistle, what are they going to say? They finally blow the whistle to end the game. Danvers is going to go to 11-1. Glasgow will drop to 1-9-3. 8-0 the final score. Danvers got 4 in the first, 4 in the second. And again, I don't understand what the officials are doing, letting that whole 5 minutes go at the end with an 8-0 game and rain coming down, pouring, and the poor kids out there getting drowned along with the fans. So, tough night for Lynn. Lynn had 3 soccer games here today at Manning Field. 1 goal was scored by St. Mary's boys. English girls got shut out, and now Classical girls got shut out by the exact same score. Classical loses to Danvers, 8-0. Multiple scorers for Danvers, 4 in each half. They go to 11-1. Classical will have to look for their next win coming up later this week. So 8-0 Danvers wins it. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.